how the Living Bible translates this text in Ecclesiastes 11:4. If you wait for perfect conditions.
Come on.
If you wait for perfect conditions. I always talk about all the time at church how many of us, we have good reasons. We have good reasons for why we're not doing something. And I want to use my mom, Pastor Althea Sims, as an example here. Many of you know her. She is a woman who, we're coming up on the 20th year. Literally this month. In about a week, if not within a few days, is going to be the 20-year anniversary when the Lord saved my father's life from death. Amen. After a full stroke. 20 years ago, God spared my father's life. Now, we know that we're waiting on the miracle of walking. We're waiting on the miracle of speech. We're waiting on all those things, but we're celebrating the miracle of life. It was 20 years ago that her whole life changed. Her whole life changed. And over the last 20 years, she said, I can't because I have to take care of him. I can't run the church. I was only 20 when it happened. I can't run the church because I have to take care of him. I can't run my business that's bringing in money for my family because I have to take care of him. I can't do this. I can't do that because of my condition. Most of us would have understood and said, okay, we get it, right? Absolutely. We would have understood. But she didn't wait for perfect conditions to run her interior design business. Come on. To keep running the church. Bible study. To build her organization for the Kingdom Ministries. Talk to me. At the same time, still take care of dad. Still bringing money for the household, running the Sunday school department for the state, vice president of the national church. She did not wait for perfect conditions before she moved forward in what God put in her heart. And my fear is that many of us are procrastinating because we're waiting on everything to be right before we move in what God has spoken. Woo! We're waiting on everything to be right. Can I just speak to you right now that God's going to stop you from blocking you moving forward because your conditions aren't right. Your relationship isn't right. Your household isn't right. Your money's not right. The Lord is about to move beyond all of that and push you to do exactly what you're supposed to do.
That's a good example.
We don't want to be like the children of Israel. Can we talk about them?
Help us, Lord.
Can we talk about them?
Come on, let's talk about them.
The children of Israel were in the promised land, the spies, and they saw the bad conditions. When they saw the bad conditions, they took not the opportunity. They didn't take the opportunity. They sold the bad conditions into the minds and the hearts of the people.
Isn't that something?
They sold SOWED, the giants into the hearts of the people. They sold all of the issues. And many of us, when we're talking about vision and when we're talking about what God wants for us, we're sowing bad things into the hearts and minds of people that would otherwise support us, but we're letting them all know all the stuff that's standing in our way.
And what does that do to the children of Israel?
Right.
It changes their mindset.
It does. And so when you go back to the children of Israel now are in this place now held back. They were what? Let's call it 11 days, if that, from the promised land for 40 years.
My God.
They were 11 days away for 40 years. How many of you are this close to your miracle and you've been this close to your miracle for 5 years?
There goes that blockage.
You've been this close to your miracle for 10 years. You've been this close to your breakthrough for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, because you saw the problem before you saw the opportunity. Right. And so you didn't see how God could move, how God could stretch you, how God can take exactly what he told you and bring it to pass.